1,000 laughs over a weekend is swell. Vail Comedy Festival. Pet an alpaca or hike a trail.
Hey everybody,
Memorial
it's Mark
Day
Masters. It's another episode of Live from Vail Comedy Festival. It's an early morning one, so apologies if we're dragging. We got Joe Stapleton, from Los Angeles, Stapes. Killer comic at a festival. Funny, nice, helpful. I can't say enough about you, Joe.
The comment card is coming back. I'm coming back with flying colors.
Yep.
That's great.
5 stars.
Honestly, whenever I get booked anywhere, I just want to do a good job for the person that booked me. Yes, sometimes that includes being helpful off stage, but you took a chance on me. People take chances on me. I want to show up, show off, get out.
Nice. Well, I didn't take a chance on you. We have a whole committee that reviews all the videos, and you get scored, and you just bumped up to the top of the computer
Someone
program.
took a chance on me. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and it was a good gamble, if you will.
That's
right. It's a good bet. We went all in on Stapes, and we hit pay dirt.
That's right,
He's been terrific. He's been awesome. It's currently day 3 of the festival. I can't believe this is the last day. It's a little bittersweet, a little sad.
Is it sad? Talk to me. Tell me about your emotions.
Yeah,
Have you been expressing yourself
it's
here?
hilarious. This morning I was writing jokes to just like talk about the festival tonight, and I started crying.
Oh, fantastic!
Just writing jokes.
No,
I was
that's
like,
great.
I was looking at pictures.
Happy tears, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just it's like a weird. I don't know if the happy is the emotion. It's like I'm a crier. I like movies, TV show. I like a Coca-Cola ad with some serviceman coming back and seeing his dog for the first time. 8 seconds in, I'm bawling.
Same. We do actually a game on my podcast called "Did Stapes Cry During It?" And I will I'll be like X-Men Apocalypse. Did I cry? Yes, I did. It's not. These are not crying movies. I'm with you. I'm emotional myself.
Yeah. So I don't know what the emotion is. It's like I think it's like joke telling when you build up tension and then you release
right.
it.
It's
the release. It's this pressure that's being released, I think. I'm under a lot of pressure to make sure the festival's good, and I got 200 guests and 30 comedians, and we got 30 different flights, and flights are being canceled and delayed, and we got rides to organize, and hotel rooms all over the town of Vail, and meals to prepare, and venues all over the village, and it's just a lot going on, and I think part of it is just I can finally I can't let anybody see that I'm stressed, although it squeaks out every once in a while. I'm trying to, be jovial and happy.
I think you're a liar when I'm like, "How's your stress level right now?" You're like, "I'm fine." I'm like, "That can't be true." This is complete.
Well, I gotta say, we have incredible staff. I'll shout them out right now. Jeff Conley, Brooke Caldwell, Joe is awesome, Kyle is awesome, and we got the family magic guy, Mike. Just everybody's been. They make my life easy, I tell them. And yesterday we had a small crisis, planning error on my part. We were going from one venue to another venue, 8-minute walk between. We got to move a PA, mic stand, mic, signs, all this stuff. We forgot a sandwich board that was at that venue. What do? I call Stapes. I called him. I said, "Hey, buddy, I need you to grab this sandwich board and run it over to this other place." He was like, "I got you."
It was actually one of the most concerning texts I ever got in my life. It said, "Need help, please call."
Well, I called you the first time and you didn't answer. I think I called the second time and you didn't answer. And that's people are like that. People don't answer their phones anymore.
And I would definitely, had I seen you call, I would have answered. It's not that I didn't see it. I just have my phone on silent 100% of the time.
Got it. Yeah, I do too.
My phone is like a fucking dumpster fire. I just need to have it on silent because it's not just going off constantly. But
and I'm walking with a PA. I'm trying to send this. I can't elaborate. I'm just call, help.
That was
please.
Actually one of the one of those things that I'll probably remember the rest of my life. As this one time I was doing this comedy festival in Vail, the guy asked me to get a sandwich board, and on the walk back, it started raining. It was raining, but I had the sandwich board to put over my head. So it's one of those very
it's good karma.
Yeah,
back
scrappy comedy story. I did the Vail Comedy Festival. It was pouring rain, but I had this sandwich board on my head.
Alternative umbrella.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So on the one hand, I was caught in the rain because of the sandwich board, but on the other hand, I had the sandwich board as an umbrella. I don't know how to qualify that as a story.
Oh my goodness. It all worked out. Okay, so enough adulation for you. Let's rewind. How did you hear about the festival in the first place?
Through you. Right?
Okay, We've worked together.
We worked together. I consider you a friend. We're friends and colleagues, and I'm invested in you as a person because I like you.
Okay.
And when you started telling me about the Vail Comedy Festival, it was just this thing that I was like, oh, I'm going to support my friend and like retweet his Vail Comedy Festival stuff. And if I can even one more button share, regardless if I'm participating, let's do it. And then I don't know what, I mean, you must have tweeted about there being time to apply or whatever. I was like, oh, I should probably just apply to this because I'm getting to the point now where we met at a festival.
Yeah.
That was my first festival.
Okay.
And I actually tell people this weekend. If I know what kind of festival it was, I probably wouldn't have gone.
Well, we didn't say what festival it is, so I think we can say that.
I probably would not.
Are you saying that the Vail Comedy Festival is better? Not to lead in.
Innumerable ways, it is better. Yes, just by the simple virtue of the fact that you're not pitting the comedians against each other in a brutal
cage
fight
match
for $5,000 that a pro is going to fly in the last second to win. Yes, it is better in that respect. Also, if I can, constructive criticism.
Sure, yeah, I love
right
it.
on the website. I want people to know this, right? If you're not here at the festival, this festival is set up so that you can go to every single show. Relatively easy. I did not know what to expect because I just did Edinburgh Festival.
Okay.
This is not a joke.
There's a lot of overlap.
13,000 shows take place at Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Wow.
So you kind of be like, I guess we'll go to this one, and maybe we'll go to this one. Shit, we're not going to be able to do this. So for this festival, I want people to know you can go to everything. Now maybe
we don't overlap shows, at least right now. Maybe as we get bigger.
It might get bigger eventually, but at the moment,
I like it the way it is.
And I think that when you look at the ticket price, it's $200 for the ticket. But if you realize that you don't miss anything, you go from every single show, it actually does break down quite economically per show. But I didn't know that going in, so kudos for setting it up that way.
Nice, cool. Okay, so you heard about it through Twitter at the Mark Masters. If you want to get that kind of hot goss.
And he tweets jokes also.
Last year, I tweeted out a secret. We released we opened the submissions a day early, and they were very inexpensive. And I have like 8 followers, so like 2 people took advantage, and good for them. Maybe you'll get that if you subscribe and turn on notifications or whatever.
Don't keep your phone on silent.
Okay, so that's how you heard about it. Then you get in. Then you got to make your like travel planning. How did you get from Los Angeles to the town of Vail?
So my girlfriend is awesome and sees like 80% of the shows I do. I don't know how she does it. I don't want to see my act any like as many times as I do it. And she's like, yeah, I'm there. I'll be there. Like, and she actually gets kind of hurt if I don't invite her to my shows. So I told her about this, and she was like, yes, I'm in. I want to come. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, absolutely. So we made a little vacation out of it.
It's not a hard sell. Vail, Colorado.
It's not a hard sell. And
most people have heard of it. It's
this time of year is perfect for me because I'm not a winter sports person. I'm not a cold person. But these mountain towns, like when it's nice weather.
We're looking at the Gore Creek right now. It's beautiful out. It's about 10 a.m. and it's probably 60 degrees outside, 65. It's brisk.
It's idyllic.
It'll get up to like 70, and it's blue skies, sunny. It's awesome. It's the Vail Comedy Festival every Memorial Day weekend. Can you believe it? It's great. Okay, so your girlfriend's awesome. That's a weird way to reply to how did you get here?
Yeah, so we went into a vacation, right? Sorry, we made a little vacation. We took a little Southwest flight from Burbank to Denver Airport. If that's what you're looking for.
I love that. The Burbank, little hot tip for everybody. You're flying into LA, go to Burbank, fly Southwest. They let you walk on the tarmac, first off. That's weird. And it's one of these like tiny airports, like you're in Hawaii with the outdoor baggage carousel. And it's about as big as the room we're in right now, the entire airport. Way better than LAX.
It's fantastic. It's like, it's not like a secret, but it is. Denver to Burbank luckily works because you can't get a lot of places from Burbank either. That's the drawback. But yes, rented a big old SUV.
Nice.
To drive up from. I didn't need to. I don't like SUVs, but it was cheaper than the economy car for some reason.
Because the gas. Nobody wants it because the gas is expensive. Maybe mileage.
Probably. And we picked up another comedian. I'm so glad that you introduced me to Jamel. I love the kid.
Oh, what a great guy.
Love him.
I've heard so many great things from other comics about, didn't know this guy, Jamel Sirleaf, and he's so funny and nice and great. And
yes, liked it. Love. So
you got to drive for like 2 hours with him. That's cool.
Exactly, yes. And my girlfriend had been drunk in Colorado before and liked this burger place called Good Time. So we found a Good Time location on the way up. Yeah. Nice. I was able to take, this is one of my favorite things, to take Jamel to a dispensary.
Okay.
People that live in places where weed isn't legal.
Earmuffs for legal reasons.
Got it. Never mind.
Yeah. No. You can keep talking about it. I can't hear him right now. The creek is just so beautiful.
It's still. You know what? We can move on.
We can move on. my insurance company might not want to hear that.
Got it.
Okay. But it's a good time in Colorado. So you drive up 2 hours. Beautiful drive.
Beautiful
Pretty
drive, and also Jamel's from New York. I mean, he
Okay.
lives in New York.
Yeah.
He's from Florida.
So he's like losing his mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just can't get over. I was like, dude, it's beautiful. I told him, I was like, it is like a Disney town. This is like something like out of a storybook or a movie. When you drive up the mountain to get here, you're like, wait, these are towns? That place, the Gold Rush Cafe, that's a real place. Like, this isn't a bit. No, this is Colorado. It's fucking awesome.
That's great. Okay, and you're staying at the Evergreen Lodge.
Yes.
Shout out them. You like the place?
I like it a lot. It's good vibe there. I'm a hotel guy. I love hotels, and from a wide range of hotels. I stayed at the Fairmont Four Seasons a couple days ago. I'm at the Evergreen Lodge here. I love the Evergreen Lodge vibe. It's very like people who like broke their ankle on the slope, drinking in the lobby kind of vibe, and I like that. Like,
nice.
It's just people hanging out there.
It's a chill place. And I think we talked about it. Did you figure out how to walk here, the secret path?
No, no.
Are you going down to the hospital, like in the frontage road? How are you?
I'm taking the front. Yeah, in front of the hospital. Which, by the way, the first night as we were coming back, there was a helicopter taking off.
Oh, no way.
From the hospital.
I mean, that's not great news.
Not
I was
great,
like all
right.
excited. Cool, helicopter.
It's an interesting thing to see,
dying.
probably for a terrible reason. Yes. I was like, I don't know if they're picking up or dropping off. It's hard to tell right now. They don't want to field my questions.
They're
Yeah, okay.
probably going to Denver. Okay, so you're there. You're walking between your hotel and all the events. What was your first spot?
My first spot. What was it?
Actually, what did you do? What was the first thing you did officially as part of the festival once you got here? If you can remember.
I do remember. It was, I believe, to come to the free show at the Vail.
Oh, you came in a night early.
Yes.
Forgot all about that.
Every show has been great, by the way.
Yeah,
that one was particularly special, I think, just because nobody knew each other yet. It was like the feeler out. No one.
Yeah. This was Thursday. Officially, the Vail Comedy Festival every Memorial Day weekend is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But what happens is some comics travel in early, smart comics, because you want to avoid delays, etc. And we've started this tradition of on Thursday night, we do a late show free for working locals, for the community. And we've already got all these outstanding comedians in town. We pay a fancy headliner who's a secret so we can keep the costs low. That it's a weird comedy business thing. If you don't advertise their name, you can get them for less money often.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then the IRS doesn't know, and you pay them in cash, and it's a whole. No, I'm just kidding.
You're not going to cover yours for that bit with a bit about the store I went to.
The legal store.
Right, exactly. The 7-Eleven.
No.
So Thursday
we got a great headliner, and we set up this free show, and we pack out a brewery, and tell us about your experience at that show.
Yes, that was super fun. We'll talk inside baseball, a little comedy, right?
Yeah.
Like, typically I like to start off with a joke about the location that I'm in. And when you had me here before, I did a joke about like we're at 8,000 feet, and coincidentally, that's exactly the altitude where your shit stops stinking, right? And like mild response, like wasn't bad. It was like opening joke. I was totally fine with it. And I was thinking of modifying that and doing that at the bar show. And when I looked around the room, I was like, these aren't those people.
Yeah.
These aren't the shit don't stink people. These are like
working class,
young hippie-ish sort of. I don't think anyone there's like destitute, but like I don't think anyone there's like about to buy a $5 million home in Vail. So I was like, no, let's not do that. These people aren't those people. I'm not gonna fuck with them, and just start off with something else instead. And then another comedian actually did come in real hot about Vail, and they weren't having it. I was like, yes, I made the right decision.
Yeah.
I mean, he recovered. He's a professional. He's great. But I was like, yes.
Yeah, I'd say the average jobs held by the audience was maybe like 2.5. These are people.
Right, yes, exactly.
People working very hard.
Living off the land.
They deserve to laugh, and it just, the passes are expensive. They're around $200. You can buy them early, by the way, every Memorial Day weekend. I think this year we sold them for $139 in the beginning.
Oh, it's quite a discount, yeah.
You know what? We got some kind of a lawnmower situation going on, because it's beautiful here. And I'm just going to close these windows. Keep talking about that Thursday show.
Yes, and it was look, and you've invited a bunch of comics who I was fans of.
Oh, nice.
Already.
Cool. And you got to meet him?
Leah Bonema. I've met Leah once
This was
before.
especially special. Not every free show is like this. We actually had 3 amazing headliner comics on the lineup, plus all the very good submission comics. But Leah Bonham is one of them.
Leah and Britt Miggs, I've been a fan of for a long time also. So to get to meet both of them was cool.
By the way, Britt apparently blew up her and Leah Bonham and Zach Moss and AJ Finney did a live taping yesterday of Hippie Not Hippie. Pause right now. Go subscribe to Hippie Not Hippie, and apparently that episode was out of control. We had a volunteer come in for the last 5 minutes to break everything down and bring the gear to a different venue.
I was there. Yeah, I was.
Apparently, well, what was it?
I was
like?
in the front row. It was hilarious. It was. I mean, there was one point where they got some like dicey podcast territory, and Tom, the guy that runs the place, walked by and he goes, "Next question," which was totally deserved because I'm all for whatever you want to talk about as long as it's funny. It wasn't particularly funny. They were talking about eating babies, right? And everyone was like, it's not really. No one's really laughing at this. Move on. But that was in the middle of the show, but there were many huge, like gigantic laughs throughout the course of the show. And I actually have a hard time watching or listening to podcasts because I'm so jealous. I just want to be on the podcast. Like, I love this, and watching is difficult for me. So for me to have laughed as many times as I did, because I'm kind of a hater, I'm like sitting there with my arms crossed, like, oh, you guys think you know how to podcast? I know how to podcast. Very funny. Really, really funny.
Really, really good. Hippie Not Hippie. Check it out. So you got to meet some great comics at that early show. I'm gonna fast forward because we're running out of time. Tell us about your first spot on the festival. Where was
My first real spot on the festival was at Cucina.
Cucina. At the Lodge at Vail.
I've been saying that wrong for several days.
Okay. It's better than Cucina.
That's right. Yeah. Who does a hard I like that in anything? Ina. Don't put an Ina on anything. Even angina, I'm like, I'm probably just gonna go angina. I know it's wrong. I don't put the hard Ina on there. Yes, at Cucina, and I had performed there before, which was cool. I didn't realize that.
But it was totally different.
Slightly different spot. And yes, I did lead with a Vail joke in that one, and I said that Vail's like a European city.
Yeah.
1942 Munich. There's no black people or handicapped people. There's not, and everyone is just exactly. He's covered his hair.
Next joke.
Next topic. And that did get a laugh. That did get a laugh. Yes.
All right, solid.
Yeah. So, and that was great. I took the bullet on that show because 2 comics weren't there.
Oh, yeah.
So I was supposed to be up
on
third.
time. If you're a comic watching this and you get invited to a festival and you get in and you beat out hundreds of other comedians, show up to your shows.
I feel like one day I'll be teaching the etiquette class because like I've got hard and fast rules. I'm like, be on time,
be early,
be early. Go find the guy that booked you and go, I'm here. I know you're probably busy, but you can stop worrying about this. You can check this off your list. I got a million of these rules.
Speaking of, we did something new this year called Vail Comedy School. It was during the day before the festival on Thursday, and we had a guest taught class about comedy club etiquette. How to get booked, how to get rebooked. It was taught by Dustin Chafin, who's been on HBO, Showtime, all kinds of tours with Nate Bargatze. So come out to the Vail Comedy School. It's the day before Vail Comedy Festival, every Memorial Day weekend. All right, we're running out of time. Give us one fun story from the festival.
One fun story from the festival is that my girlfriend has made quite close friends with many of the comics also, and last night she made friends with Britt. She made friends with Carmen. Brooke, your person who's helping out here, Brooke, volunteer, is
incredible,
wonderful.
Brooke, you're the best.
I love her. And so my girlfriend's been like hanging out with. And then last night I was in the green room during the final show, and I'm like, Britt's here, Carmen's here. My girlfriend's been gone for 2 hours. Where is she right now? And she was at 10th Street Whiskey with like 4 other comics.
That's great. And
it's kind of like summer camp a little bit. It's been really fun.
One of the things I really like, I go to a lot of comedy festivals, and something I like about the Vail Comedy Festival, this is not my word, somebody taught me this word last night, it's intimate. I was saying cozy. It's small. The thing is, you watch somebody on stage and you're like 12 feet from them and they've been on television, and then 2 hours later you're at lunch and they're at the table next to you, and you can buy their meal. You can buy them a drink. You can say, hey, you were terrific. We love that as comics. So
I will take the compliment. I will not let you buy my food, but I dine out on compliments. It's almost purely what I subsist on at this point. So yes, I will take the compliment.
That's incredible. All right, let's make it tough. Give me one thing I could improve in the Vail Comedy Festival.
Well, I don't know what your margins are. I assume you're not getting rich off of this. I think if the walk-up price was a little bit lower, I could do a better job of barking to people when I'm walking up and down the street. I was like having drinks at the Four Seasons, and the bartender really wanted to come, and I had to be like, hey, it's $50 to walk up. Now, I assume for
working locals,
you would drop it a little bit. But I didn't have the authority in that moment to say that, right? Yeah. And typically when I do...
That's actually, you know what I'm going to take away from this? I should coach the comedians how to move passes and tickets, because I didn't realize you were out there making that effort. And
I absolutely would, because
all the volunteers, they have like a playbook of how to sell, and if it's a discount situation, you don't have the authority. I got to talk to Mark. We'll work
I have
with
no
you,
problem selling something to someone
that's a good idea.
When it's $10, when it's $200 or $50, I'm like,
I mean, 50 is dude, that show last night in this room, $50. Steal.
I don't know what the average person makes.
Yeah.
And I know that, like, let's take my dad, for example. If I told him a comedy ticket was $50, he would die. Like, he would keel over and die. And I get that that's not a lot of money right now in this day and age in this town. Yeah. But I've those words coming out of my mouth.
The other thing is, to guide us into a happier place, we do that free show exactly for the working locals. So if you can't afford a $200 pass or a $50 ticket, we got your back. Just come on out to that free show. We'll take care of you. All right, we got to land this plane. Tell me something, 3 things you loved about the festival. Boom,
Three things I loved about the festival. I love the crowds. I think
crowds are amazing.
I think that
Thank
people
you.
come really wanting to laugh and want to have a good time and aren't looking. Everyone complains about comedy. Like, you can't say it. No, everyone's fine. Audiences are fine. People want to laugh. Just do your material. It's all good. So the audience is great. I went to a diner in Lion's Head.
I'm going there right after we stop this recording.
Fantastic.
Little Diner. Brian Little, owner of Little Diner. Hook us up. They do hook us up. They let us hang posters there. That's something. But maybe a little discount. Miriam, I love you, Miriam.
How about a club sandwich? We're starving.
And I'd like to run a pop-up comedy show sometime there, a secret one. You know where the cooks are and the staff are inside?
In the kitchen, yeah.
I want to put the comic in there and have the audience all around. So we'll see if that happens.
And surprise the audience.
So great places to eat. Well, it would be like a secret show, like maybe just for VIPs, because it's small. We couldn't fit that many people. All right, third thing.
Crowds. I've had really great food here, and it is idyllic. It is just. Beautiful. I've walked around this town. I wake up every single day at like 8 a.m. Got to doom scroll for like 4 hours. But when that's over, I would just walk around for like 2.5, 3 hours every day, and just like it is a very dreamy place to come hang out.
That's awesome. All right, cool. Because it's top of mind. We're in the room, and it happened last night. One of the best comedy shows I ever saw last night at Sarah's Lounge at Christiania Hotel. Carmen Lagala was the headliner. Check her out. She's incredible. She crushed for 40 straight minutes last night. I've never seen anything like it. I was flabbergasted. It was really, it was a combination of the audience, the comics that led up to her. Jill Wiener, who hosted the show, did a terrific job. The backdrop and the way that the volunteers set up the room, it was just...
The first comic was really hilarious.
That guy. All right, we're live from the Vail Comedy Festival. We'll be back for another episode later. It's every Memorial Day weekend. Comics, you can apply at VailComedyFestival.com. Guests, you can get passes at VailComedyFestival.com at the right time of year. This has been Joe Stapleton. You can follow him on Instagram at
Instastapes.
And follow Vail Comedy Festival on Instagram. I'm Mark Masters. We'll see you next time.